Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do the left side of my face as my real life everyday, and then the right side of my face will be my Instagram makeup. For my everyday makeup, I normally do my face first and then the eye, whereas for Instagram, I normally do my eye first and then my face. So let's just go ahead and do the real life side because that won't take very long. Now you'll notice I already have my eyebrows on. I do have an eyebrow video. I will link it down below. My eyebrows are the same whether it's real life or Instagram, and that's just because I have thin, sparse brows, so I just kind of fill them in the same every time. However, if you are someone that already has naturally full brows, like my friend Samantha from Samantha March, she's always saying that people kind of give her a hard time for not doing her eyebrows, but her eyebrows are already naturally full. And so if you think about it, the reason why I have to put my eyebrows on every day is because I want them to look full. So I'm trying to create a more full effect. Whereas if you already have naturally full brows, I think you can just go in with a product like the Benefit Give Me Brow, and this is just a little bit of tinted gel that has some fibers on it, and just brush that through your brows and it will make them look a little bit more full, but it won't look too heavy. So this would be a really good option for an everyday kind of brow. I always prime my face, whether it's real life or Instagram. I have dry skin, so I like to use a hydrating primer. I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Step 1 Hydrating Primer. The reason why I'm using this one is just because I want to use it up, but my go-to primer would be my Too Faced Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer. This is my third one. I'm waiting to open this bad boy until I use up my Makeup Forever one. But I like to, I do moisturize, but I like to also go in with a hydrating primer just to kind of make my skin look more hydrated before I go ahead and put on foundation and everything. Because if your skin looks really dry, your makeup's just not gonna last as nice. So this is always my first step, no matter what kind of makeup I'm going for that day. Okay, like I said, on a day-to-day basis, I go in with my face first, and I like to use a foundation that is more of a light to medium coverage, so I'm going to go in with my Holy Grail Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. You can see I don't have much left. We're down to the very bottom. This is my second bottle. I do wear this on a daily basis, and I will repurchase it when this is gone. I'm in the shade 3.0, but I normally like to shake it up first just to get all of the foundation flowing in there. And then I pour a little bit onto my hand. I don't want to put too much since I'm just doing half of my face. And then just dot it on with my finger. It's weird only doing half my face. Then I take a little bit of Fix Plus and a damp beauty blender, spray my beauty blender a little bit more, and then I pick up just whatever is left on the back of my hand and press this into the skin. I love this foundation because, you know, it's called naked skin because it's supposed to look like your skin, and I feel like it really does that. It just looks like my natural skin. I've even had people at work tell me, oh my gosh, like you look so pretty without makeup on, and really the only thing I was missing was like eye makeup and mascara because I've been having that eczema. But I've been doing the rest of my face and people would say, oh my gosh, you still look so pretty without makeup on, and I'm like, you literally have no idea. I have a full face on. I have foundation, blush, bronzer, like the whole nine. But that's what I love about this foundation, is it just looks super natural. And it's not like heavy, you don't look caked up, and then it just gives you a nice even complexion. Then I like to conceal, but I like to go in with a little bit of a lighter concealer, and so I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in the shade Light Warm, and I am going to be 30 this year. So I do have some eye wrinkles, so I don't take my concealer right up underneath my eye just because I do have fine lines and I don't want to accentuate those. But I just put a little bit of concealer, a few strips underneath my eye, and then I take my damp beauty blender and just kind of blend that in. And I blend it upwards so the concealer does get underneath my eye. I just don't want the majority of the concealer to be caked up there. Especially since I've also been having eczema underneath my eye. The whole eye area has just been super dry. So this concealer is nice because it's really lightweight. It's not going to look caked up, but it's still going to cover any discoloration that I have going on. Then I do set that with my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I just take the back of my beauty blender that I didn't put any product on, dip it in a little bit. Got a little bit too much there, so I'm just going to brush some off in the cap, and just press it underneath my eye where my concealer was, just to make sure it doesn't crease. I feel like this also helps with the settling into fine lines. And then with whatever's left, I normally put a little bit on my forehead, just because I do have some forehead wrinkles, and they crease up in my foundation sometimes. I don't do a heavy bronze or contour on a day-to-day basis, but I am going to take a little bit of my Hoola bronzer by Benefit, and I take more of a fluffier brush. This is a brush that I got on Hautelook. I think it's a crown brush, I'm not really sure, but I just dip a little bit into the bronzer, and I brush it onto the natural contour of my face. I like this brush because it's nice and fluffy, so it's going to give me a natural contour, but it's not going to be super concentrated. And so I just blend that in on the cheek. I take a little bit on my forehead. And then with whatever's left underneath the chin. I'm going to go in with some blush, and lately I've been using this Tarte blush in Exposed. It's just a nice natural mauve toned blush. So I've been using this Morphe Y4, their gold brush edition. I just tap the brush into the blush, put it on the apples of my cheeks, and then I like to get a little bit more and just press it above that contour. And you just do this until you get the pigmentation that you like. Again, I'm going just for a light everyday look, so I'm not going to apply too much, but Exposed normally shows up really light on me anyway, so I usually go back and forth a couple times just until I get a little bit of a rosy flushed look. Then I go in with a little bit of highlighter, and I really like the Laura Geller Gilded Honey Highlighter because you can add Fix Plus to give you a wham bam in your face highlight, or you can just take a little fan brush like this Morphe Y13, grab a little bit of the product, put it on the high points of the face, and it's going to give me more of a natural glow, especially since I didn't use a super dense brush. I just used a nice fan brush. And it'll give me a little, just a little pop. Nothing too major though. But I do like my highlight. Okay, that's it for the face. Are you guys ready for the eyes? This is literally all I do on a day-to-day basis when I go to work. Curl my lashes. This is the eye that's been having the eczema issues, so I haven't been doing too much with it. And then just take a mascara. I'm just trying to use up some of my samples. So this is Bare Minerals Lash Domination. My favorite go-to mascara would be Maybelline The Rocket. But just take a little bit of mascara, put it on the lashes. I've also been trying the Maybelline Colossal Big Shot, and I really love that mascara. The only thing is it's really hard to wash off. Like, it just stays. Which, I mean, that's not a bad thing. It does not flake or smudge. I've been really loving it. It's just really hard to get off. Side note, I kind of feel like since I've been wearing false lashes when I do my videos, I feel like it's been pulling some of my eyelashes off. Like, I feel like my eyelashes were way more full before I ever wore falsies. Does anybody else feel that way? And there you have it, guys. This is literally my everyday makeup. This is how my makeup looks when I go to work in the morning. Very basic, very minimal, but that's just like how I live my life. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the Instagram side. I do like to start off with my eyes, so I'm going to pull out the products I'll be using and then I'll be ready to jump right in. Okay, let's start with the eyes. I like to go in with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Eden, and I just take a little bit, dot it onto the eye. That's really all you need. And I like this stuff because it is nice and pigmented, that it covers up any discoloration that I'm having, but it's also not super heavy or cakey, so it doesn't accentuate the dry skin that I've been having on my eyes. I mean, it does on this eye because it's got a lot of eczema going on, but my right eye right here doesn't have too much, and so it just kind of gives me a nice even base to work with. But I do like to set that, so I'm just going to go into my Urban Decay Naked Basics and use these two shades in Foxy and Walk of Shame, and a fluffy brush, and I just kind of put this all over the lid to set everything. Now I am going to go in with a wing on my Instagram side, so I'm going to take a little bit of tape and put it on the back of my hand first. And just put it right underneath my eye. For this look, I'm going to be going in with my Master Palette by Mario, the collab with Anastasia Beverly Hills and Makeup by Mario. Okay, then I'm going to apply mascara, pop a false lash on, and go and do my face before going into the lower lash line. So again, I'm just going to curl my natural lashes, and I'm going to go in again with the Bare Minerals Lash Domination on my natural lashes just to make them a little bit more black and to blend a little bit better with the false lashes. Okay, I popped on some Cocoa Lashes in Queen Bee. Well, a Cocoa Lash in Queen Bee. And now I'm ready to work on the rest of my Instagram face before we go into the lower lash line. So I did begin by priming with the hydrating primer all over my face, but when I'm doing Instagram makeup, I like to also go in with a little bit of a pore smoothing or pore minimizing primer. So I will take a little bit of my Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer in smoothing, and I find that sometimes the product like comes apart in the bottle, so I like to massage it a little bit before pouring some out. And I'm going to take just a little bit on my finger, a pretty small amount here, and I'm just going to put it where I have larger pores, right on the side of my nose, and I'll take a little bit onto my forehead as well. But I like to just press it in with my finger, and it kind of blurs or gives me a smoothing effect. For foundation, on the days that I'm doing some Instagram makeup, I like to have a little bit more of a fuller coverage than just a light to medium. So I am going to go in with my Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I'm in the shade Warm Nude. Again, I always shake up my foundations before I put them on. And I'm just going to pump a little bit onto the back of my hand. And again, I'm going to take my finger and dot this onto the face. Again, dampened beauty blender, spray it with a little bit of Fix Plus, and press the product into your skin. I like this foundation because it's more of a medium to full coverage. You can definitely build this one up, but it still doesn't sit too heavy or cakey on the face. This one also I think is like a little bit darker than my skin tone. This is more of a summer shade for me. It's not like I really get too much darker in the summer, but I find that once I'm done with my makeup and I blended everything in, it doesn't look too dark for my skin. Although when I first apply it, I'm always like, ooh, okay, this is just a tad dark here. And then I tend to go in with a little bit more product where I have the larger pores and on my nose and forehead, but kind of staying away from the outer part of my face with extra product. For concealer, I'm going to use one with more coverage than the Urban Decay Naked Skin, and I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm in the shade Light. I wish I got Light Neutral because this is a very pink undertoned concealer, but I find that you just need a few dots. This can kind of accentuate my fine lines. Everybody says this doesn't crease on them, and I don't know if it's just me, but it creases under my eyes. And then I'm going to do a little bit on the forehead to highlight. I normally go straight down the bridge of my nose as well, but I feel like if I do it on one side, it's gonna look crazy. And then a little bit on my chin. And again, I take that dampened beauty blender, blend it all out. This stuff is a lot more thick than the Urban Decay, so I usually bring it down before I go up right underneath my eye. But this does cancel out any discoloration very well. And I don't know if you can tell on camera, but when I look at it, it does look very pink on my skin. And to set that, going back in with the Laura Mercier translucent powder, again on the back of my beauty blender, and same thing, press it into the skin underneath my eye where I put concealer, also on the forehead and a little bit on the chin. Anywhere that I put concealer, I want to set it. Some people say that they feel like you don't need to set the Tarte Shape Tape, but it creases on me even when I do set it, so I just like to set it anyway. Okay, and so far we're looking so good right now. Not looking crazy at all. I start by taking my Hoola Benefit and the same brush that I used on my everyday makeup side, that crown brush, and I do dip it into Hoola and start applying my bronzer the way I did on the other side. Just kind of fluffy brush in the contour, a little bit on the forehead. But then the thing that I do that's different, I'm going to go in with this Makeup Geek contour shade. This is in Bad Habit, which is Warm Fair. And I'm going to take my Morphe Y11 brush, dip it into just a little bit of that product. This is super pigmented. And I'm going to take this just in the very hollow of my cheek to chisel it out a little bit more. And then I take a little bit more of Hoola and just blend it all together. I'll take the same blush, Tarte Exposed, same blush brush, the Morphe Y4, and I apply my blush the same. Blend it back, get a little bit more product, press it over the contour. Then what I do is I go back in with my Laura Mercier translucent powder and my damp beauty blender. I get a little bit of product and put it right under my contour to kind of chisel it out a little bit more. For highlight, again, I'm going to take my Laura Geller Gilded Honey, but this time I'm going to use my Sigma tapered highlighter brush, the F35. Run my brush over the highlight, then spray my brush with some Fix Plus and apply that right here. And a little bit over the eyebrow. Get as much pigmentation as you like. Then I'm just gonna brush off. I don't bake for too long underneath that contour, just brush it off. Then I just take literally like a touch more contour. I don't know why I do this, I just feel like it's necessary. Like, I just really wanna look chiseled. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to use this Inspire brush. I'm going to dip into Lula and Isabel and just brush it on my lower lash line. I like to take it a little bit lower just to cover up my fine lines that I got going on here. This doesn't have any product on it. I'm just going to kind of blend everything out. Then I'm going to take this e.l.f. flat eyeliner brush and go in with Violetta, and I'm going to focus that just on the outer portion of my lash line, not taking it in all the way and just pressing it in. Then, because I have small eyes, the key to making them look bigger is to take a nude eyeliner pencil. This is just the Rimmel Exaggerate, and to put it into your lower waterline. Then I'm going to take my mascara and put it on my lower lash line to finish out the eye look. Then, whether it is real life makeup or Instagram makeup, I take some Fix Plus and spray it all over my face to keep my skin hydrated and to finish off the look. For day-to-day, I just take a lipstick. This is MAC Modesty, not even necessarily any lip liner, and just apply that onto my lips. Now I will take a lip liner, this is Dolce K, and line my lips. I don't really overline, I just regular line them. And I like to go in with a liquid lipstick. You can't tell because it rubbed off, but this is ColourPop's Chili Chili. It's just a nice deep shade, and it dries a lot darker on me than it looks in this container. And there you have it. This is my natural everyday side. And then you have Instagram with the winged eyeliner and the lashes and the strong contour and the deep lip. And I just love both of these looks. I feel like they're great. This is like my going to work look, or no makeup or whatever. But then it's fun to kind of glam up your look and put on the lashes and do something different with the eyes. So I really enjoy both of these looks. I hope you guys enjoyed this little challenge as well. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. If you have done this video where you've done your real life versus Instagram makeup, or if you've done a look and put it on Instagram, please let me know down below so I can check it out. I've been watching these and I think they're really fun and creative. Please comment down below letting me know what you want to see next. If you haven't subscribed already, please do that on your way out, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!